Welcome in. I am the Crypto Bull God, and this is all in the charts. If you appreciate the content, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, drop me a comment. You need to click the bell icon for all notifications. That's going to be increasingly important moving forward because, like I have said, typically I live stream every single weekday at 5:30 Eastern PM. It can vary a little bit. Sometimes I go a little earlier or later. But during times like this, there could be an unexpected live stream on a Saturday, a Sunday. Maybe I live stream twice in the same day at 9 o'clock at night because the markets are just pumping that hard. So make sure you click that bell icon for all notifications. Just a reminder that I will be unavailable next week. So I will not be doing the live stream all of next week, which I'm not really too excited about because, as we can see, the markets are really moving today, and based on the price action that's coming in today, I don't think this is a fake move by any means. I think there's going to be some significant price action coming in next week. Kyle, welcome in. DJ, welcome in. Oof, let's fucking go. Oof, thanks for letting me know, man. Sucks to train people, right? This is taking you away from crypto, right? But thank you. Hey, thank you for dropping in real quick just to say hi. I do appreciate it. Evan, welcome in. Good to see you. The Fed, I guess they did leave interest rates unchanged. I was quite preoccupied today with some actuarial science, so I wasn't even paying attention. But I have seen the markets move. Did try to keep everybody updated today. You know, originally I had plans to come out here and take a look at some monthly closes on some charts that we didn't evaluate yesterday. If you'd like to do that, you can drop a comment if you want to look at any monthly charts. But I think what I'd prefer to do, given that the market is so green today, the first thing I do want to do, okay, this is a little bit overdue now. We need to look at traditional markets. We have to. Because as exciting as this is, we need traditional markets to pick up. Because one of the things I've spoken to is I find it highly unlikely that Bitcoin and all these altcoins are going to start going off into these massive runs unless the stock market does make new all-time highs, right? Now, based on where we closed out in October, this is kind of where I want to kick things off. I guess I'll start with Bitcoin real quick. We're in this bull flag here that we just broke out of, right? We're literally just breaking out now. Now, there's no reason that we couldn't get a fake out and we could roll over. I'm not anticipating that. But there's a whole host of scenarios here. I'm still predominantly anticipating at the end of the day. I don't care if it comes in this week or next week. It looks like it's going to be coming in as early as this week. Again, just to reiterate, all that matters to me personally, based on what I've shared, we end in this orange box by the end of the year. I just want to be in that orange box. I don't care if it's as low as 35.5. It would be awesome if it's as high as 48. But this is what I'm targeting for this fourth quarter. Remember, guys, if you've been here for a while, which I appreciate if you've been someone who has dedicated themselves to tuning in every single day, you know that I have been indicating that I was anticipating a very strong fourth quarter. And one of my hypotheses was there was no decorrelation going on between Bitcoin and traditional markets. We had Bitcoin and crypto lagging traditional markets for several months there. So I said in the fourth quarter, what I was expecting and wouldn't be surprised by would be for Bitcoin and crypto to outpace traditional markets, okay? And that's what we're seeing right now. But we are seeing a lot of green in the market all around. So now I have not looked at the S&P in a while, since last week. So let's see what we got. Okay, this is what was most important. Now keep in mind, what did I tell you guys? I said if we started to get candle body closes below this area, which was around 40, we're just going to call it 4,100, it's right in line with the monthly. This is a key moving average on this monthly chart, the 21 exponential moving average. You can see we wicked all the way below it, but we closed above it. That is what is most important. We don't care about those volatility wicks. We care about those candle body closes. So right now, we're literally right at the level. We're right at that area of support. So I'm okay with the price action that's coming in right now on the S&P. Now, keep in mind, one of the observations that I pointed out to everyone was this time period back here. It was right here in September and October. While the S&P was doing this, okay, people, it's so funny that people forget recent history so quickly. Guys, this was only 3 years ago, which is actually crazy to think about because I can remember where I was at that point in time in my life. October, November of 2000, excuse me, September, October 2020. It's crazy to think about. But anyway, this point in time, this was only 3 years ago. Now, during this time, you can see the S&P was moving down. Bitcoin and crypto were going up, especially Bitcoin. Bitcoin was approaching several months later, it approached and broke. It's just like a hot knife through butter, broke its prior all-time high. So one of the observations I had is, are we seeing something very similar right now? That Bitcoin, once again, is outpacing traditional markets. But as you can see, eventually, traditional markets caught up. And you can see on this month, in November, okay, in 2020, we had a bullish engulfing candle on the S&P for the month of November. Will we see something similar? Because I'll tell you right now, I need the S&P to show me something. I'm not sitting over here overconfident saying, oh, I know what's going to happen and we're just going to go up from here. I'm not telling you that. Do I think that that is what most likely will occur? Yes, but I don't definitively know it, and I'm a humble person. So being a humble person that realizes the charts are about probabilities, what I need to see for the month of November is something similar to what we saw 3 years ago. I want to see a bullish engulfing candle at the very least. Now, ideally, what I'd like to do is close above this key level here. This is this $4,300 level that I've been talking about all year. This was a critical level that we got above, which we did end up getting above, but then we crashed below it, right? So I'd love to see the month of November close at or above 4330. That is what I would like to see in the S&P. But so long as that does happen, if we get a bullish month in November, and some of these technical indicators begin to turn around here, you can see we just slightly crossed here negative, okay? We just slightly crossed. That's not indicative necessarily of a large correction in the market, okay? People are, again, screaming. The same people, I just want to mention this to you guys just for your own awareness. The same people that are screaming for a bloodbath right now that were screaming the past couple months, they were the same people here saying we were going through a Great Depression. I just want to make you aware of this because, again, if you're going to tune in to all those popular news outlets and listen to all those popular influencers out there and all those popular the popular people, and you're basing your investment decisions on those emotional headlines and emotional narratives. Again, it could be to the upside or downside. If that's how you're going to play it, you're going to lose in the end. Okay, so let's be patient. Let's see how the fourth quarter finishes. Again, for me, nothing has changed. Right? I have been saying this all year. I've told my family this. I've told my YouTube subscribers this. I've told my Twitter followers this. Melt up before melt down, in my opinion. I think there is going to be something very similar to this. Not saying it's going to happen in April, maybe May, maybe June, maybe even as early as March, maybe as late as July. But this is my predominant hypothesis here. Again, could I be dead wrong? Could we top end of 2024, beginning of 2025? Sure. Again, my timing could be off. But I believe, this is my main hypothesis that I've been telling you guys about. I believe there is going to be a parabola that enters, and you're going to see then your lower lows and lower highs come into the market going, and we're going to have a major, major correction in Bitcoin, crypto, and the stock market. When it's time to get bearish, even though I'm very bullish on the technology, when it's time to get bearish on the charts, you're going to know it. I'm going to come out and tell you guys what you don't want to hear because everybody's going to be all euphoric, okay? I have confidence in myself that I've learned enough at this point. Look, I have high expectations for myself. I've been in this market for way too long not to succeed this time around. And by succeed, I mean selling and profiting on my investments. I have way too much confidence in myself. Again, I'm going to simplify my life. I'm going to come up with a handful of indicators that tell me the market has topped or is near topping. I'm going to share those indicators with you. Once they flash, I'm scaling out. That's how I'm playing it. And I'm going to be very unemotional about it. But for right now, the S&P, it's good to see, again, on the monthly, we closed above the 21 EMA. Currently, the month, I mean, we're 1 day into it, but we did see really nice movement in the market today. We were up, how much? We're up about 1.5%. Okay. What else are we seeing here? We see the dollar's down, not surprisingly. The The NASDAQ's almost up 2%. We can take a look at that, and the Dow Jones is up. Okay, let's take a look. Let's take a look at the health of the NASDAQ. So these are your technology plays. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ. No Bud Lights here, guys. Michelob Ultra. Is it true that Bud Light is now the sponsor of UFC? Is that true? I thought I heard that. We're not going to get on that topic, but I won't be drinking any Bud Lights anytime soon. This is the monthly. I don't see anything overly concerning, guys. I see a MACD that, okay, we had this like 34% rise in price, whatever the heck it was. What was the rise in price again? I just don't see anything alarming here. The S&P had me more nervous than the NASDAQ, actually. Guys, we had a 53% rise in the NASDAQ. This is why, again, if you're forming your decisions on, if you're having recency bias, you know what recency bias is? If you're having recency bias and you're formulating your thoughts on the most immediate price action and you're not zooming out, you're going to miss the fact that we had a 53% move up and whoop-de-doo, we had a correction down of 12%, okay? So, I mean, there isn't anything alarming here. I'm showing you the moving averages on the monthly. The 10 is above the 20 is above the 50. You have them in ascending order, which is descending order, which is exactly what you want, okay? Ascending order. Yes, ascending order, which is exactly what you want. And these candlesticks are all above the 10 simple moving average. There's nothing here that is very concerning to me. What I want to see is I want to see the NASDAQ. Again, I want to see a bullish engulfing candle, which actually won't be hard to do because you can see how thin this red body is. I would love to see the NASDAQ this month close somewhere around 15,250 to 15,400. That would be an extremely bullish monthly close for the NASDAQ. What that would mean in terms of percentage gains from current price levels, we'd have to move up for the month anywhere between 4 to 5%. So if we can close up from current price levels for the NASDAQ for the month, 4 to 5%, that's very bullish, okay? So again, I'm just interpreting the data for you. That's all. That's literally all I'm doing here. There's really no magic to this. Let's take a look at the Dow Jones real quick. This view gives further credence to the idea that there is going to be a massive correction at some point. All these negative divergences on the Dow Jones. I don't want to screw this chart up, actually. Let's see if we can find us another chart. And I'll get to your comments in a moment here. Thank you for the engagement. Did you guys enjoy the live stream last night? I enjoyed doing... when I can swing it, and you didn't realize this, but I actually yesterday woke up on my own, unfortunately, at 3 a.m., so I was dead tired last night, but I definitely had the energy to come out and talk about all the bullishness I was seeing in the monthly close for October. Hoping you guys really enjoyed that. I love to do those things when I can. Let's take a look at the monthly. Okay, now here on the Dow Jones, I do not like to see... It does not necessarily mean that we'll see further downside, but this is a warning flag for me. On the Dow Jones, again, looking at this 21 exponential moving average on the monthly, we did close below it. That is a warning flag, okay? Now, we're still above this green area of support that I wanted to see hold at 32,840, okay? But it is a warning flag. So I would say of any of the three that we looked at in order of concern, I'm least concerned about the NASDAQ, got a little bit of concern on the S&P, and a little bit more concern on the Dow Jones. Stated differently in terms of strength, I would say NASDAQ, S&P, Dow, okay? November is going to be a critical month. What we want to, I guess, I hate to use the word hope, but what we want to hope for as bulls is that in November of 2023, it plays out very similar to November of 2020 that I just walked you through on the S&P. But we want to push back above here. We want a bullish engulfing candle. And ideally, it'd be great if we could get a close up at these levels at about 34,100. To get up to that price level you're talking about from current price levels, we would have to close the month up about 2.5%. That's not a huge ask. So if we can close the month 2.5% up from where we're at, that would be a win. Okay. If we look at price indicators, there's not a lot of excitement, not a lot of momentum on the Dow Jones right now. So we want to see that sort of pick up. Last chart, and then I'm going to get to your comments here. We're going to take a look at the Dixie. We're going to take a look at the dollar index, which is critical because of that inverse relationship which exists between the dollar index, equities, and crypto. This is the weekly. Again, Gravestone Doji. Doesn't have to roll over, but more than likely it will. Still hasn't taken out this high here, so nothing concerning for me. We could take this off. This is my general expectation, but it's kind of annoying. Let's take a look at the monthly. I don't think we've taken a look at the monthly on this chart in a while. Okay, so the monthly, the MACD looks like it's getting close, like it wants to try and cross the RSI is at a relatively neutral level, just below 60. Stochastic RSI, we want this thing to cross down. It's close to it, but we want it to cross down. Yeah, not too much more to say than that. We're above the 20 simple moving average. We want to see it fall below. You know what you want to look for on the dollar index? I'll give you a price level to watch for that I will be watching for. I would like to see the dollar index start to come down to this region in here. This is the 105 to 104 area. So we're up at like 106.7. Sounds like a radio station. 106 points. In fact, that might have been a radio station in Pennsylvania. 106.7 FM. All your favorite 80s hits. I love 80s music. Fun fact about CVG, he loves 80s music, all right? Because when I was growing up as a kid, because I was born in like 1997. No, when I was being raised as a kid, I heard a lot of 80s music in the background. So I think that's why I fell in love with 80s music so much. So I do love 80s music. Yeah, so we're up here at 106.7. And what we want to see on the dollar index is we want to see it come down about a 1.5 points. You want to see the DXY. You want to wake up and really see the dollar index plummeting 1.5 to 2%. We want it down to this 1.5. Excuse me. We want it down to this 105 to 104 range. Because then what we're going to start flirting with is this 50 simple moving average down here, and we want to take that out and continue plummeting. That's what I got on traditional markets. Wonder if Interactive Brokers is ever going to open up my fucking account so I can get in some GameStop. It is not... your application is being reviewed. Unbelievable. How long does it take to get an account reopened at Interactive Brokers? It's so ridiculous. I'm going to do not reply. I need to contact them or give them a call. This is absolutely fucking ridiculous. All right, let me get into the comments here. Let's see. You got it, Ricky. I've been speaking to that for a long time. Crypto AI, man. Crypto AI. Look at the graph is up. I own a stack of that. It's up 10%. Track is up 3%. Alethea AI, I think Alethea AI is going to be a high flyer. It's only up 2%, but just wait. If this bullish momentum sustains itself, you're going to see some very large moves in that, in my opinion. Fetch AI is still going up 4%. Injective has just been a beast, 6%. Kicking myself for not holding. I entered swing trade plays. It was one of those projects that I was entering swing trade plays on. Kicking myself for not holding that thing at like $2. It's up at 15. Ocean Protocols trying to break 40 cents. And then we got a few others. So yeah, crypto AI, man. Hopefully everybody here has some crypto AI projects in their portfolio. What's up, Jorge? Good to see you. We'll see, DJ. I would love if that would come true for Harmony. Yeah, Jorge, it's called shit luck. That's what it's called. Do you own, is 80% of your portfolio Flare? Because I heard Flare's having a good day today. Let's look at Flare. Guys, Flare is up 0.76%. Go Flare. Big things for Flare. I think that Flare community, that Flare network is really going to do some big things down the road. A fucking dumpster fire. Jorge, in all seriousness, everything pumps. A rising tide lifts all boats, so hang in there. DJ's being DJ. Congratulations, an extra $20,000. 100 million speaks. Okay. Did you bite? Absolutely. I own a fat stack of that. I think it's going to do very well. Surprise a lot of people. J. Kim, I just talked about ETH the other day. You can check that out on my live stream if you go back to yesterday's live stream. I think once Ethereum starts to pick up and breaks 2,000, it's going to be flying. Ethereum Classic also, I own a stack of that. I think that thing's going to be flying as well. DJ, no, I am definitely not a swinger. I'm more of a traditional, what's the term? Now I'm losing the term. Monogamous sort of guy. So definitely not a swinger. No. What was I going to say? I wanted to comment on something, DJ. Come on now. You should know this. The weekly's not getting overheated. I've spoken to this weekly chart before. You should know this. The weekly is not getting overheated. In fact, one of the things I've spoken to, I'm quite upset you're making this comment, actually. I'm being serious. Now, come on. I covered on this live stream, and you're here every day, which I do appreciate. What have I said when we've gotten above 70 on the RSI? These have historically been monumental opportunities in the market where things have appreciated greatly. Look at our wave 1 movement above 70. Wave 3 movement above 70. And all of this movement here in 16 going into 17 where we had our blow off top. DJ, you're incorrect. It is monumentally bullish that Bitcoin's weekly RSI is above 70. I'm not telling you we're not going to pull back. We're going to have healthy periods of consolidation. Let me make this point clear. We absolutely need sustained periods of pullbacks and consolidation because to that point, we don't want to get overheated too quickly. I will tell you what I don't want to see, okay? I don't want to see us up at like $60,000 before the end of the year because to me, what that's telling me is we're getting way too overheated too quickly. I want to see us land in this box this year, gradually start to get above 50,000 in the early part of next year, and then really kick it into high gear as we approach $69,000, okay, in that first quarter, and then start breaking up towards new all-time highs, whether it's the late first quarter or beginning of second quarter, okay? That will allow us to have, a parabola that has much higher price potential, okay? So, but the RSI being above 70 on the weekly, it's actually a very bullish thing, okay? I want to stay above 70. I want to come up here. I want to come up here and get overheated. I want to get overheated. I want to get up towards 43, 44, 45, get all the way up to 45, 48, then allow that RSI to cool off, come down here to 38.9, right? Allow that RSI to come down from maybe 90 to 70, okay? Or 71, 72, and then start to slowly pick up, and then we'll have our last period of overheatedness before we have our blow off top. That's what I want to see. You're partying hard tonight? Did your leveraged long plays work out very well? DJ, you got a meeting to participate in? Give a middle finger to work. That's not to you. Give a middle finger to work. The live stream is more important than work, you know? Thank you for joining the live stream, though. Guys, what else would you like me to chart today? I mean, everything is up today. I'm just going to start charting things of interest. Let's take a look. Synapse is one that is on my radar for a potential swing trade play. This thing has been a huge letdown in terms of my expectations, but at least I was evaluating it for some sort of a swing trade setup. Let me let me pull up Uniswap. Uniswap is having a great day. First, I want to take a look at this chart. This is the Chainlink Uniswap relativity value. There's a point of price confluence here that we broke down below, expressing a lot of strength in Chainlink. Unilink is historically right now very oversold relative to Chainlink. At the very least, I would expect some sort of bounce up into this region here and as high as here, okay? That would be a potential level of price appreciation to Chainlink, anywhere between 30 to 100%, okay? Wouldn't surprise me to see Uniswap back up at the $7 to $8 mark fairly soon. Did indicate I took a position here a few days ago when it was at like 420 something. I don't know what it's at right now. We'll take a look. But okay, we're up over 10%. Very nice. Jesus. That's a hell of a candle. Wow, I didn't think we were up that much. 13.48%. Yeah, this project's just been oversold. I mean, we haven't really had any bullish divergence either. I mean, it's just been oversold for a while. If you're in Uniswap and you're trying to trade this thing, or you're an investor and you're just curious where it's headed next. If I'm using let me see the weekly. Very evident. If we look at the weekly, there's going to be a lot of price confluence up here at the 50 simple moving average. We have 535. You can see I haven't updated the chart in a while because I have all these green areas of support. They're really resistance. This is going to provide resistance. The moving averages, because we're below them, are going to provide resistance. You can see the 50 weekly. This whole area here is going to be resistance. It's going to be hard to get and stay above the $5 region and get up at $6 and stay above it. So that's going to be a challenge. On the 3-day time frame, you can see the 200 simple moving average lines up with $6. So Uniswap getting above and staying above $5 to $6 is definitely going to be a challenge, but there's a lot of momentum currently picking up in this thing, so we'll have to see. $9 was the prior swing high, closer to $10, okay? We're at 50% of that value right now. What else? Solana, everybody knows about Solana. That thing's been on a fucking tear lately. Guys, I put out a Solana video months ago. How long ago was that? I put out a Solana video on, I'll give you the date. This is why it's important to just look at the charts. I just reiterate these things over and over again. I put out a Solana chart that got like no views. It barely had any views. I put it out on August 15th. Wow. August 15th, and I don't even know what was the price of Solana at that point. And the whole premise of that video was Solana was not dead, and the technicals were very strong. August 15th. So we were right in here. We were right in this $20 range, okay? Now we're up at 46. Again, I'm not here to tell you fundamentally I'm crazy about Solana. I love it. I don't love it fundamentally. You know, I understand the basic fundamentals of Solana, but I haven't studied it a lot, so I couldn't tell you that. But what I can tell you is that the technicals are monumentally strong in the chart. And I tried to share that in that video, and right now it's just going on an epic run right now. What else do we have? Let's get off that. Let's look at crypto. Let's look at the graph. I had this up earlier. Yeah, we are. Let's see what's going on here. Well, clearly we've broken downward resistance, which is great to see. You can see this is a monumental development in the graph chart. Okay, and this is my expectation when we do get a parabolic rise. Could happen as early as this year, but I'm expecting that next huge price movement to take us anywhere between the 50-cent area all the way above $1. It just depends how high we go. But really, my golden zone here, once we top out for a correction, puts us somewhere between, it looks like, 55 cents and 90 cents, essentially. But right now, the significant development in this chart, which would be a 5 to 9x from here, the development in this chart is, as you can see, this is on the weekly on Binance. we have this descending resistance we haven't been able to break, right? Look at all this. Couldn't get above it. We finally broke it right in here. We broke it here. Came down to sort of try and backtest the trend line, and now we want to start pushing up here. Now, the graph is going to get interesting once we start to break above. Once we start to break above and hold levels around 17 cents, because now we're going to be really close to our last swing high of 23 cents. This was our first wave one impulsive wave movement, okay? So now here, we went from 5 cents all the way up to 23 cents, right? We basically did a 5x. So, you know, those wave threes are a lot more powerful. So wouldn't be surprised to see us do an 8, 9, 10x from here, which kind of lines up with the fib extensions I have up here. So anything between that 50 to 90 cents is certainly very, very possible, very likely. Even if we mirrored a movement, which we shouldn't, it should be stronger, that still takes us up to close to 40 cents. So key levels, again, once we start breaking above 17, pay attention to the graph. Once we start breaking above 17, that's when things are really going to start getting interesting. Other projects, Ocean Protocol, that thing is trying to break out. We're starting to break up above psychological resistance at 40 cents. I own some of that. Be on the lookout. I own a position I've shared in Ethereum Classic. You can see. Again, I don't care what your view fundamentally is on it. The chart's beautiful. This is an Ethereum Classic ETH relativity chart. You can see right now we're following this ascending line of support. We're getting a nice rounding bottom here, pressing up against this moving average, which is the 10 simple moving average on the 2 weekly. And this RSI, this looks like a great trade setup in my opinion. This RSI looks like it just wants to swing up. Now again, what this is saying is I would interpret two things from this chart, really. I think once Ethereum moves, Ethereum Classic will move. But this is really telling you that Ethereum Classic may be setting up for a move to outpace Ethereum. So what you'd want to see if you're a holder of this token like myself, you'd want to see Ethereum start to really move up. Say it starts moving up 10, 20%. Because this chart is telling me Ethereum Classic is going to move up far harder than 10 to 20%. Might move up 40, 50, 60, 80, double. Do a 2x from here. So that's what I'm seeing from this chart. Fetch AI is looking beautiful. What else? Guys, what charting questions do you have? Casper, we can take a look at Casper, sure. Holy shit. Sushi Swap is up 51%. Holy hell. Let's take a look at that. You're going to be seeing a lot more of that once the market continues picking up. Look at that thing. That is absolutely ridiculous. Again, never financial advice on this channel. This is the time to not be buying this. Holy crap. Okay, 50% move in Sushi Swap. So very good to see. Now, what you'd want to see, you could see we have this huge descending line of resistance. We're trying to break through that. Chances are on this 3-day, we're not going to break this. Let's move this down to a weekly. Yeah, chances are on the weekly we're not going to break this. It's possible. It would be monumentally strong if we broke out from this downward resistance. Now, you can see I had a falling wedge drawn here. It was a different time frame, obviously, because this is going through the bars here. But I had a falling wedge drawn here that did pan out. It actually panned out. And the technical target's all the way up here. So if we close the week, I'll tell you this. If we close the week anywhere above here, what you could see the following week is a back test to this region. It would make sense, 86 to 96, and then propel up. Now, if we close under here, if we close under this descending line and we're closing like below 96 and 86 cents, then it was a nothing burger, okay? And we have to wait for further confirmation. We really want to break above this descending resistance, though. But really strong move, really good to see. Cardano's even up 5%. What else do we have? I'm going through all these different watch lists. I got to organize my watch list better. We're going to take a look at Casper in a moment. Jesus. Alchemy Pay, which I have a huge stack of. That thing is up 16%. Casper's up 7%. Okay. Having a nice move finally. That thing was stagnant, not doing anything. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at Casper. Well, for me, nothing has changed. This is on the weekly. Let's look at the price indicators, actually. Love to see that the MACD looks like it's going to get a positive cross up. RSI starting to try to get out of oversold of an area there. Looks like it wants to push up towards 50. Stochastic RSI is looking very healthy. It's at 55 over 26. But what is the really main thing that we need to do? Can you see it in this chart here? I'm sure you can. We got resistance. We got resistance. Look, we had a big move here, but resistance. We need to break this. What you want to see from Casper, wait to see until we start breaking 4 cents. Because once we start to break 4 cents, yes, there are more areas of price confluence I could draw in here. But I'll just keep it at the main ones I have drawn. I want to break 6.4 and 8 cents. Look for Casper. Casper's not going to start getting interesting until we start breaking 4 cents. Then again, I could draw other areas of price confluence I'm not even going to bother with, because the main thing is once we start breaking 4 cents, we have to take out this prior swing high here, okay, at 6.4 cents. All right? So break 4, get to 6.4, and then 8 cents. Once we break 8 cents, things are going to get really interesting. But I like what I'm seeing in the chart here. Kyle, thank you for the super chat. It's a two-way street. Thank you for tuning in and making the live stream enjoyable, because without you guys, it would not be. YC, good to see you in the chat. Let's take a look at quant. Very good to see. The last time I had evaluated this had broken down out of this consolidation. It broke 100. We're back above 100. Guys, look where we broke out from. This is on the weekly. Or excuse me, look where we broke down to. I had an area of price confluence at $83.39, and we hit $83.90. Now, there's a really huge lesson to be learned here that I've shared with you many times. Let's say that I wanted to purchase some quant at around this area of price confluence at $83.39, okay? And I wanted to set up a buy limit. What I want to do is I don't want to put the buy limit here. You want to front run. You want to front run because there's algos and other people evaluating the same data you are. You want to front run that area. So maybe you move it up since it's 83.39. Maybe I move it to 83.93. That's probably what I would have done, 83.93. So you put in, and what did we hit here? 83.90, okay. So I would have, I mean, for me personally, I would have put something slightly under 84. So 83.93, and you would have hit, right? But you never put in the, it's the same thing when you sell something. If you believe that something based on your analysis of the chart, if I believe that Caspa is going to hit $1, like I think the ultimate top, which I don't, I think it's going to go much higher than that. But if I think it's going to hit $1, I'm not selling at $1 if I want to scale out. I'm selling at 93 cents. I'm selling at 89 cents. I'm selling at 97 cents. I'm selling at 95 cents. I'm picking something based on my risk tolerance level to scale out to front run the dollar psychological level, okay? Quant right now, it's really good to see us back above $100. That's a nice psychological level there. There's another area of resistance, Kyle. I mean, it looks like right where we wicked, to be honest. I mean, there's several areas here, quite honestly. I'd say like right there. 112 is an area of price confluence. We got another area right there at 133. So I want to see this thing start to push up towards past 112, 133, and then start to break 153 for it to get interesting again. But again, don't lose perspective, Kyle, okay? Please don't lose perspective. In the grand scheme of things, we have higher highs and higher lows, right? We're still waiting for the next higher high to come in, right? Wherever that is, okay? This is very bullish. Quant was doing amazing things while the rest of the market was boring back here, okay? And then it did jack shit for a while, and people, I think, lost interest. But I think it's setting up for a large move up here. So just stay patient. The technicals are also turning around, like I said. If we're looking at the technicals here, MACD's picking up. Stochastic RSI looks good. RSI is at 52, relatively neutral level. Things are starting to revert. They're going to get more interesting once you really start pressing up towards like 134. Let's break 112 and start pushing up towards like 133, 134. Thank you for the question. YC, I appreciate it. Consistency is very important in life. I just had a conversation with someone at the gym this morning who expressed to me that they were not feeling it this morning. And I said, the important thing is you are here, because quite frankly, if I was honest, I said, if I'm being honest with you, the past couple weeks have been difficult for me for a few different reasons to get into the gym. I haven't been in the best headspace, sleep, not feeling like myself, but I make myself go every single morning. I'm consistent about it. I never miss any days. I never miss any days in the gym. Consistency is very important to the successes in your life. So thank you for the positive feedback. Let's take a look at Harmony 1. DJ, I almost said CJ. DJ indicated it's up 8%. It's only up 5%. We're going to take a look at Alchemy Pay, by the way, because that's a big runner today, up 17%. Okay, falling wedge has worked out. This is a 3-day. Bullish divergence on the RSI has worked out. The question is, will we start to see something similar to what we saw back here? Because this point in time in late 2020, there was as much, there's actually more here. I pointed this out in my Harmony 1 video, I believe, or at the very least, I pointed it out on Twitter. There was as much bullish divergence going on here, if not more, than back here on the 3-day. And we'll take a look at that right now. You see, if you look at the bullish divergence, there was actually more undebatably here than there was here. Greatest period of bullish divergence that's ever existed in the chart. Now, I'm not telling you that we're going to get this sort of rise here in price. I'm just comparing the similar point in time and at least asking the question. For me, again, nothing has changed in the chart in terms of my areas of interest. There's no question momentum is picking up in Harmony 1. There's absolutely no question about that. But I am not going to get excited about price action. As much of a supporter of the project as I have been and will continue to be, I have to always have an honest conversation with you guys. I'm not going to bullshit you and come out here and tell you stuff that just isn't a fact. I am not interested in the price until we start sustaining, not excited about price action until we start to sustain price levels above 3 cents. We got to start pushing up to 3 to 5 cents. We're only at 1.2 cents. Now, an asset like this that has a really small market cap, it can move very quickly, okay? So, for example, being at 1.2 cents today, we could very easily, if we got some major momentum in the market, we could easily be at 3 cents by next week. I mean, that's something that could occur within 1 week. But I need to see it materialize within the chart. Real quick, let's take a look at the weekly before we jump over to Alchemy Pay. Again, momentum's picking up on the... We haven't been above the 0 trigger line on the MACD since all the way back in this significant run back here. It will be, make no mistake, it will be significant. And it's not just Harmony 1. It's a lot of the other projects, including I see H-bar on this watch list here. H-bar, okay? Once you start getting a positive cross on the MACD on the weekly, that is very significant because for most of these projects, all of this price action resulted in major corrections, not only to the price action, but it also destroyed the price indicators, really turned them bearish. And so we haven't been bullish until all the way back here in 2020, 2021, okay? It is a major development in these charts. When the price indicators begin to turn around on these higher time frames like a weekly. This is why I was stressing to you guys that I was excited, true excitement for the first real time this entire year yesterday about that monthly close on Bitcoin. There's so many reasons to be cautiously very positive and optimistic. There's just too much positive development on too many charts on Bitcoin high time frame to not be positive. Again, there were people out there weeks ago shilling $3,000, $5,000 Bitcoin targets, feeding into fear. And I really tried my best to keep you in this game because it'll weed out emotional people. This market will rip the shirt off your back if you don't know what the hell you're doing. This is ACL. There's no doubt that momentum is picking up in this thing. Now, this is a Heikin-Ashi candlestick chart. Let's take a look at this. Now, I've indicated to you that I am expecting a monumental move in Alchemy Pay this bull run. Okay? We only had our first wave movement. I'm waiting for that huge wave 3 to come in. Again, this is not out of the realm of possibilities. Okay? You can see, again, just trying to hypothesize in general. Don't take it dollar for dollar, penny for penny, or the exact timing. It would not be out of the realm of possibility to see Alchemy Pay before the end of the year or early next year, all the way up in this box between, it looks like 13 cents as high as 25 cents. Have a correction, and then ultimately top out somewhere between 50 cents to over $1. That is not out of the realm of possibility. Again, I'm just charting it based on what I see and the fib extensions. This doesn't have all the price data. This doesn't look as bullish because it's on Coinbase, but if you actually pull up all of the price data, it is in this chart. All the price data which exists on Huobi. This is the exchange I can never say. Huobi. Then you see a much different story. You see we actually already hit 21 cents. Okay. But right now, I want to actually focus on this chart the way it's laid out. We have a falling wedge. We have a break of the falling wedge. Again, when these price patterns have a break out of the formation, it does not. I'll say the same things over and over again so it's ingrained in your head. It does not mean that you're going to see an immediate flush up of price to the technical target. That's not what it's saying. What it's saying is there's a whole host of scenarios, one of which could be that we break out, consolidate a little bit, and then begin to move up, which is what we're doing. Now, the Heikin-Ashi candlesticks, the important thing to keep in mind with these weekly Heikin-Ashi candlesticks, and I'm out of my, how many calories is in this thing? 95 calories. That's the type of beer I like drinking most of the time, not non-caloric. I'll probably have another one. That still equals less than one beer. 2 Michelob Ultras equals less than one beer. That's why I like it. What was I saying? Oh, the important thing to keep in mind with Heikin-Ashi candlesticks is the Heikin-Ashi candlesticks, the way they differ from traditional candlesticks, the easiest way to word that and simplify it for you to think about, it's just an indication of momentum, okay? Red and green candlesticks do not necessarily mean a down or up day in the market. It's more of an indication of the overall trend, bearish or bullish. And obviously red is for bearish and green is for bullish, right? So you can see once again we've turned green here. Now we have several major areas of resistance, okay? You can see 1.85 cents, 2.3 cents, 3 and 3.3 cents. Things are going to really get spicy on Alchemy Pay. My price level I'm looking for, we start breaking 3 cents. When you see Alchemy Pay above 3 cents, shit is going to start to get real. Now, I'm going to show you this not for purposes of an expectation. This is just to show you how quickly things can develop in price. If we see a market movement, anything similar to this, you could be talking about in December being all the way up here at 7 cents. That's not out of the realm of possibility, okay? And again, given that this is our first wave movement, right? We got our wave movement up, a correction, a wave 3 up, a wave 4 correction, and then a wave 5. That wave 3 is going to have significant more upside, okay? So what you saw from Alchemy Pay going from 0.7 of a cent all the way up to 5 cents, that is a 7x, okay? It is not out of the realm of possibility going from 1.2 cents and seeing a 20x or seeing a 15x. That is not out of the realm of possibility to bring us up, somewhere around 20 cents, prior all-time highs, okay? But this is having a very nice day today. It's up 17%. One I haven't charted with you guys in a while that I actually want to take a look at, I am invested in. Let's take a look at origin trail. Let's take a look at track. We haven't looked at that in a while. I actually created a video on that one. I'd get another beer, but I don't want to show you my short shorts. I have to walk in front of the camera, and I don't want everyone to see me in my short shorts. Looks like we were in this period of consolidation is basically what I was trying to say. Now, we broke out. The good thing to see here is we see this descending resistance. We broke out above it. You can see we basically came down to back test it. Got something in my eyes, so I'm blinking here. This is the weekly. You can see momentum. Okay, what I like to see, look at the MACD. We got the positive cross. The histogram's picking up. We're real close to zero, the trigger line. Okay, real close to the trigger line. Evil Boy, we already talked about that. Thank you for joining the live stream. You can rewind. I love Bitcoin and emotions, but unbiasedly evaluating the charts, we already did that, my friend. Thank you for joining, though. I haven't seen you on here before. 53, we're at a neutral level. Stochastic RSI is all the way up at 100. Yeah, I mean, we're starting to see some momentum pick up, but, I'm not getting excited. I'm not getting excited about track until we start pushing up towards 40 cents. Now, 40 cents is not far from where we're at. 40 cents is roughly a 40% movement in price. You see that quick math? Let's see how correct I am. It's approximately a 40% move. Let's see how good of a mathematician I am in my head. 1.4 times 27 cents. Ooh, that brings us up to 38 cents. That is approximate. So 0.4 divided, now I got to know. 0.4 divided by 0.27. It's really a 48% move. Okay. Close enough. Yeah, it would be closer to a 50% move because half of this is 13.5. So anyway, sorry. It's funny. I've met so many actuaries. Some actuaries are not good at doing math in their head. I'm like my father in that way. My dad can do numbers in his head. I'm very good at doing numbers in my head. But I'm not interested in track. I'm not interested in track until we start breaking up towards 40. This is one that went from 14 cents all the way up to 53 cents. So it pulled like a 4X. You can see right now we broke descending resistance. We're sort of getting this rounding bottom. It looks like we may want to start, again, as long as the market continues pushing up, we may start to get a bit of a move up here. Yes, we all know about that token. You are on the live stream all the time. I don't think there's anything else, guys. OG coins, nothing super exciting. Guys, at some point, again, it's not going to be the news that drives the chart, just to make you aware the news will follow the chart. But at some point, you can tie it to an Elon Musk tweet about Doge being used to buy his new tank car, whatever the case is, or being used on the X platform for a means of commerce. Elon Musk has huge plans to be the center of finance with Twitter or X, whatever the hell you want to call it. I can't wait to hear what his plans specifically are with that. You better believe it's going to involve Doge. Doge, to me, is a ticking time bomb. I think there are people that really believe when Doge made its huge run, I'm not going to go back in time and look, but when Doge, you can see it's at number 10. When Doge made its huge run and it flipped XRP, I really think there are a lot of people out there that think that was like a one-time event, and that's just never going to happen again. I see Doge going over $1, okay? I see Doge flipping XRP, okay? I see Doge making very big moves. I own a stack of it for that reason. I think it was important to get a meme coin. Absolutely. Social token, meme coin, whatever you want to call it. I'm not a moron, okay? There are narratives in the market. I've studied this market enough. You better believe if there's money flocking towards a pocket of wealth, okay, based on a narrative, you would have to be an idiot not to invest in that space if you recognize that. Now, I could be completely wrong, but what I believe I recognize is meme coin social tokens aren't going anywhere, okay? And I think Doge is going to have a huge move. So I am very prepared for that. I own more Doge than I ever thought I would own. So I'm very prepared. Rashid, welcome in, my friend. Catching up on the replay. Very, very nice. That is a nice thing. You can catch up on syndication. Good to see you on the live stream. Thanks for dropping a comment. I don't think there's anything else, guys. I covered so many charts as it is. I guess the last thing I'll cover is Caspa. You know, one of the things I had tweeted out here on Caspa is we continue banging against 5 cents. And for anyone, I just want to say this right now. I never offer financial advice on this channel. Never. I am never, ever, ever, ever telling or I'm never making I'm never saying what you should do with your own personal finances. Those financial decisions are up to you. What I will tell you is what I see in a chart like this. And what I see is something continually hitting 5 cents and basing in this area, okay? The more times, a very basic premise in charting, okay? Anytime you're looking at a chart and it's more than 2 times. Once you start getting to the 3rd time and it's been hitting resistance, the odds continue to increase in likelihood that we're going to smash through resistance. It's just like coming down to support, right? If we came down to 3.9 cents once, okay. Twice, okay. Double bottom. A 3rd time, I'm getting nervous. A 4th time, ooh, high likelihood will break, right? We've hit it once. We've hit it twice. We've hit it 3 times. We're at our 4th time, guys. I believe that when Caspa breaks 5 cents, it is going to smash through it, and it is going to go significantly higher. That is just my view. I could be dead wrong. Maybe Caspa becomes a stable coin and never moves out of 5 cents, and CBG is like completely dead wrong. But I don't see that based on the chart. This is a beautiful chart, as well as, let's see how the Caspa BTC relativity chart is looking. Yeah, again, I don't know how many times I have to point this out. You got the rounding bottom, consolidated at prior all-time highs, new all-time high. Rounding bottom, consolidate. We're still consolidating at our base and waiting to break towards a new all-time high. This is the Caspa BTC relativity chart that has been outperforming Bitcoin since inception. Very strong during very bearish times, mind you, in crypto. All right, guys, that's all I had. This live stream has been nearly an hour. I do not Spinnacle. I do not hold that token at all. I'm not even familiar with it. But, guys, I want to thank you for tuning in. Make sure to catch the live stream tomorrow and Friday. Those will be my 2 last live streams before I come back a week later, as I will not be here all of next week. I will be completely unavailable, so I will not be back until Monday, November 13th. So make sure you tune in Thursday and Friday so I can set you up for how things are looking going into the weekend and week. Yes, I am salty that I can't live stream next week, believe me, because you can see how strongly things are picking up right now, and the last thing I want to do is be unavailable to live stream. So, all right, guys, take care of yourselves. Until next time, let's all spread awareness, and let's carry the education forward. Take care.